What is up, game changers? Welcome to the end game. How is your energy flowing? Does it feel like it's flowing or like it's contained? My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. In this video you are watching, we will discuss this 1111 portal because it's very important coming up. Spirit has a whole list of things they want to talk about with this portal. There's more than 5 things. I can't even say it's the most 5 important things because truly, this is bigger than you know. Before I talk about that, I will introduce myself because you guys need to understand that who I am is very important for your soul. I am, in fact, the one who brought about the ascension. This is unequivocal and undeniable if you continue to actually watch the proof that I tell you to watch. All of it plays out on this channel. From activating pyramids, raising Atlantis, freeing Jesus's soul, undoing all darkness back to the beginning of time of Adam and Eve and the creation of God. Not the creation of God, but what God created. That is who I am. I have undone all of my own lifetime darkness from Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and Sekhmet and Horus. The return of Christ is this ascension, and it does all play out on this channel. This is not a joke. It's not just me talking about it. I had my own Kundalini awakening in 2019, okay? And it was off the charts insane. It was not a normal awakening. It really threw me for a loop, and I didn't understand at the time what was happening to me because it wasn't something that I just woke up one day and said I was going to have today. Then all of a sudden I started doing things to this earth I didn't understand, okay? This painting was done by somebody else prior to me doing any of the work. And if you pay attention to what I say and you look at this painting, you'll understand. Okay, more proof of who I am, but you have to be open to hear it. And if you're not, then that would show you exactly how open you are to God. Because I sat on Saturn first and rose Atlantis with Hermes the god. I undid my own contract and saw my own death there when all the water came in, and I understood then what happened to me and Adam. But it still came in pieces. Then from there, I started clearing things and activating pyramids. I cleared Mount Shasta first, part 1, where I undid contracts all the way back to Abraham Lincoln, and I cleared all of the souls that were there. I purified the root chakra, then I returned it to Fiji, where I activated a pyramid under the water there, reactivated the root chakra there, which it always should have been. Mount Shasta was never filled with light. And if you're anchored into it, you will fall with it, okay? This is part of the collective shadow. Mount Shasta part 2 is where I burned Archangel Samael. He was the original fallen angel, or what some of you might call El Diablo. Then I returned the triangle with the eye, which is the all-seeing eye, back to the God's portal, which was at Fiji, which I opened and activated back in 2021 and 2022. Then I started activating pyramids all over the globe, from Indonesia, Myanmar, Budapest, Machu Picchu, Thailand, Kenya, Mount Kilimanjaro, Congo, British Columbia, okay? I cleared the Nile after I dried it blood red and called my power back from the lifetime of Sekhmet. I've undone the false concept of the sun and the moon, healed the moon in many, many ways, and I have the path home, the path to righteousness, which in the path to righteousness, there's much more than you will find on this channel. But if you look at the Ascension playlist on this channel, and then you look at all the other videos on this channel and actually watch them, actually watch the workshops, because I'm going to tell you right now, on my journey, my original twin flame died. We did not unite like we were supposed to. His name was David. I got a walk-in twin flame over a year ago now, and he has been himself working his way through the gates. It is not an easy journey. So he and I are coming together to bring the white flash that actually is shown on this channel many times over. And again, it was part of my own awakening. So you can actually see the process unfold. But if you go into judgment against it, that hurts you dearly. So all I ask is that you just be open enough to watch the videos and watch them more than once if you need to, because sometimes it takes more than once to understand them. Okay. So when I talk about these portals, you don't understand. I've opened up all 13 gates to the new earth, which is heaven. I hold the keys. I do heart reviews, and I've walked 4 of us through so far. My DM recently made it to the final gate. And once that happens, I get to do his review as well. So this path home, the new earth, the return of Christ is very real. I'm not here to have you say, oh, she's, I'm here doing what God told me to do. That's all I can do. It is up to you to allow it to be seen. But if you found me, there's a reason. So I would encourage you to like and subscribe and stick around because it's more important than you know. Okay. So that is on my channel. You can actually see that really quickly. I will show you where to find that. Okay. Really quickly, and then we will talk about this 11:11 portal, because this is the end of ways, my friends. It is the end of days for some and the end of ways for all. And unfortunately, the divide has gotten more amplified. And because the DM has not yet united, the end of days might be more than we would hoped for some. Okay. So this is my channel. This is my main channel. I do have 3 of them. I have this one, I have my music one, which I will show you in a minute. And then I have my healing light movement, because I do bring light through. Okay, I'm a master healer. I have an Ascension Academy. I have the path home. I recently did an interview with somebody that is on the path right now. I would encourage you to watch that because she didn't know me from Tom, Dick, and Harry. She thought I was full of crap at first because it's very confusing. And then I did a healing on her live on Facebook, and I saw things that blew her away, that there's no way I could have known. And then from there, she actually started watching my videos. Okay. Then from there, she actually did the path home, and she's in the Alchemy Academy. She will be another apostle. We were supposed to have 10, but when my original twin flame mishap happened, fallen angels were attacking, people fell off in judgment. So I'm going to warn you about judgment. It's not what you want to do. Okay. So on this channel, you can find the Ascension playlist. This actually shows you the path of it all unfolding at one time. So I freed Jesus's soul. Okay. This happened before I resurrected Christ, before I undid the false Holy Grail, because I did that too. The Holy Grail is not holy at all, and it's been undone. That was actually a contract written in Jesus's blood. It explains why he was depicted on a cross, and what the true cross really is also found on this channel. I cleared Mount Shasta part 1. There's 2 parts to that. I activated Fiji right here, part 1, and opened up the God portal. There's 2 parts to that one, except for part 2 of that one is only on the path home. I cleared the sun. I fixed the sun, for I am Sekhmet. That's not a joke. They tell you that when I activate the pyramid in Ecuador, which you can find right here. Okay. I took us into 70. There's 2 parts to that as well. This was the day my original DM died. It was important to see. This was all about the attack on him and I. It was not a joke. We were supposed to unite. Okay. This was the depiction of what the return of Christ really was, which was me and my DM uniting, opening up the God portal, and boom, right? The event. Who I am, who are the 144,000. I undid the whole entire collective shadow and individual shadow, which is also on the path home. Part 1 to the workshop of taking us into 7D, the Sphinx, which apparently Sekhmet created, and that was my lifetime, which is actually the portal of time. And the true name of the Sphinx is not the Sphinx. It is represented by Horus turning home, Horus coming home, the return of Horus. For what you don't realize is Adam and Eve were separated, Jesus and Mary Magdalene were separated, and so were Sekhmet and Horus. And that's why your cross was broken. That's the falsehood that all of you are going through right now. Okay, these are all very important. These are pyramid activations, activation of the Sphinx portal and the God portal. These are important to know. If you don't watch these, it does, like, this is God's promise. This is the return. I am not normal. Okay, I'm not normal. I wouldn't come on here. I have a family. I have a degree in psychology. I'm not out of my mind. I would not come out on here and say, oh my God, I'm this person, and not be able to prove it. But if you choose not to watch what God continually puts out there and has done, and if I am the path home and you go into judgment rather than watching it, it hurts you dearly. Okay, it really truly does. So I would encourage you to watch it. This depicts my first workshop here, where I talk about the divide and what that is and what I created, because the only divide is the one that I brought about, which is the separation of darkness and light. Okay, so I encourage you to stick around on this channel. If you're still new here, I do encourage you to watch these videos. It's not a joke. There's actually a detriment in that. If the DM were to unite with me, people would be able to see more, because he's the Eye of Horus, I'm the Eye of Ra. But in the meantime, I would encourage you to do so either way. Do not let judgment take you away. I cleared denial. That's not a joke either. Everything I do is in the energy, and then it boomerangs on all of you. That's who I am. It's not normal to activate pyramids. I'm not talking about I just go there and sit in the energy. I literally activated them. I rebuilt the whole entire crystalline grid. Okay. This is important because there's a detriment in our soul right now. So the return of Christ, the ascension, is the end of ways and the end of days for some. These portals that we are going through, these timeline shifts, are what I brought about. You can actually watch these videos and understand what's happening more and more and more. And we are limited in time. I've opened up all 13 gates and I closed down all 12 darkness gates. So darkness can never return. It can only exit. So if you're really paying attention, you will notice that there's a lot of people been dying. They've been perishing. They've been leaving the earth. Young people, middle-aged people. It's going to amplify. Number one, this 1111 portal is a soul division portal. That's what Spirit is calling it. It is literally a soul division portal. What does that mean? Each moment we rise in vibration because I changed the earth. She has 5 new poles. I've shifted the poles. That's not a joke. I give you the proof. You just have to watch it. I'm not just saying this, you guys, okay? I can't reiterate this enough. They want me to come more in love, but I'm going to tell you, it hurts when people just judge and refuse to watch what I say to watch. It's not an investment of your time because it is God, okay? So how is what God brought about and saying, hey, this is your path home, wouldn't that be the most important thing that you would be doing right now? I would think so, okay? It took over my entire life. My whole life changed. And yours should be doing the same thing, okay? Because your false reality, the false matrix, everything that those 12 gates, the false reality had created, everything that was connected to the unholy grail, to what killed Jesus, what killed Adam and Eve, and Sekhmet and Horus, everything that is anchored into any kind of darkness from Mount Shasta to money is going to fall. Money is one of the things I put through the portal. I undid all GMO farms. We undid Catholicism. I cleared Salem. Like, this is not a joke, okay? And this is important for this portal because with this portal, Spirit's actually calling it a soul division portal. And I have 2 decks I'll pull some cards with too. I have a channeled message from Spirit. These are my decks. This is an ascension deck that I was creating as I was activating and opening the portals. And this is my connecting with loved ones and guides on the other side that I created when my original DM was alive. Now I do have a new twin flame. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't have made it. But the thing is I was not going with my twin flame. He was still choosing darkness. He was still refusing to listen to God. And eventually God said enough. I was attacked for over a year by 3 fallen angels. My arm was shattered. It was very painful attacks. Okay. It changed me physically. But I kept getting stronger and stronger. I brought down all Christ light by myself. I rebuilt the crystalline grid by myself to masculine and feminine. I cleared out all the darkness. Even in the Nile, I undid the dark crystal in the core of the earth and I replaced it with that of light. So the crystalline grid really is your power supply. It's anchored into the pyramids. They're all crystals filled with light. This is what Tesla would talk about, okay? So what I've done is not normal, all right? I know how Jesus died. He didn't die on a cross. They broke the cross when they killed him. The true cross is the Ankh. So this is important for you to know for this portal, because the more you understand God, the more you understand what happened and what false God you were praying to, the more you eliminate your shadow, okay? I hold the keys. That's not a joke. They actually gave me my DM's key the other day. I was amazed. It blew me away. It took my breath away. I had to process it for a day. I was like, oh my God, you know, and then I'm like, I don't want to think about it because it's only hurt me so far. And I hope it's love, right? I hope things are going well, but it will. Okay. He's made it to the final gate. I do hold the keys. I have walked 4 people through and I'm about to walk 2 more, they said, through, not just 1. So this is a soul division portal, this 1111 portal. I have crystals here that would actually help you get through it. Okay. I list off some crystals. There's 2 timelines. We're not on this. There's more than 2 timelines. Actually, they're saying we are not all on the same timeline. Okay. We are not all on the same timeline. Some of us are on a higher timeline, less than we would hope. Okay. And some of us are on lower timelines. but there's still the same end in energy. Okay. The end is coming nearer and closer and closer. And you can feel that in your soul for a reason. It's because things are dying, and whether you're willing to go with them or not. Okay. Whether it's a battle for your soul, right? And if you truly understand who I am, the bride of Christ, my DM is Jesus. I don't have to argue that anymore. But I'm the one who brought about the whole ascension. Okay. I'm Eve. That's what you guys don't understand is Adam and Eve was also Jesus and Mary Magdalene, which was also Sekhmet and Horus. It's the same soul. And so when you just think about Jesus, you're actually doing a detriment to yourself, because God is masculine and feminine, mother and father, father sky, mother earth, the sun and the moon. Okay. So if you're truly watching what I do, that's what I always do. Okay. On this channel, there's actually an activation for your Eye of Ra and Eye of Horus, because that's who we are. So when I tell you this is a soul division portal, I hope you're understanding completely what I'm saying, is that where there is darkness, it is dividing one way, and where there is light, it is dividing another. The darkness is becoming more and more amplified, which I talked about when I did my very first workshop. It was like spell casting. I said that what I was doing was shaking up all the darkness out of the earth, and it will rise to the surface to be seen. Okay. And then united they will fall, and united we will stand. The light will be the only thing that remains, which is pure love, God's vibration. That's the new earth. If you cannot be in your full power, eliminated all past lives, you will either way. Okay. But unless you are completely healed in your full power, eliminate all shadow, those are the ones who will remain with God. Those are the ones who I walk through the gates. Okay. It's real. You get a heart review. That's what the Egyptians would depict on the hieroglyphs on the pyramids. Okay. The false pyramids. By the way, too, I activated a pyramid in Indonesia, and recently they found a new pyramid in Indonesia. And I kept saying things like, they'll find these. They don't know these. So I actually say what's happening. When I activated Kilimanjaro in British Columbia, I said I didn't want Hawaii to disappear altogether. So I moved it over, and then we lost a big chunk of Hawaii. Okay. I also said Krakatau, Krakatui, and then 6 days later it was going to erupt. So if you're really paying attention to what I'm saying, it's very real. It's not easily understood because it's not normal, and I'm not normal. And these days are not normal. So the energy of this portal is already happening. Okay. You don't have to wait until 11/11, because I've changed the energy of the earth. Okay. It's amplified. And so what they're saying is it's amplifying divisions. Okay. More will either awaken or divide and fall away. So pay attention to that. As we rise in energy, as the time is going on, more people are dying, more people are falling, more people are dividing from each other, right? Where some are like awakening uncomfortably, others are shutting off more and more and more and dying. That's not going to end. That's going to amplify. So every portal we go through, you are either going to anchor more into darkness or more into light. Okay. Karma will amplify more and more every day. It's not judgment day. It's you reap what you sow day, because everybody's lost and confused thinking God judges. No, we don't. It's unconditional love. I can't do anything outside of unconditional love. And trust me when I tell you, there's constantly darkness trying to hit me, especially without my DM here with me. It's very painful. Okay. So it's amplified for all of you as well, because his union with me together is the protection that we need. That's also depicted when I did a healing for Israel, which unfortunately very few people watched, and that's also on this channel. You can see me bring up the Christ light. I use the trees because we've lost some of the 144,000, and I shine it into the dome of protection that I created that was completed when my original DM died. So stars will align to remove more as the tides flow. Okay. Stars will align to remove more as the tides flow. Pay attention closely to what is being provided. This is what I'm saying. It's like I talk to God all the time. Is like people are not seeing it in time. And I pray every day that the DM has to do something about that. You got to wake up. You got to see these things. You need to know who I am. This is not my ego. I don't have an ego. This is coming from the place of God and who I am and what I painfully survived over the last 3 years. I did it to the entire earth. So if you can't match the vibration of the earth, what doesn't match the vibration of the earth, which I talked about recently when I posted the last workshop where I took her into the gates of heaven. I processed the earth's death and I took her into the gates of heaven. And I said, what doesn't align will burn. So are you paying attention to how many fires have popped up since then? I'm going to show you where that one is because I think it's, and in that one, I said whoever watches to the end would actually get an opportunity for something, and nobody commented that they watched it till the end. So trust me when I tell you, what you're paying attention to is being noticed by not only me. That one is right on the, I haven't added it into the Ascension playlist, but I will. Here's the activation of the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus. And I'm going to show you. So this is the last one I did 6 days ago. That's why I stopped doing videos, because only 20 people watched that. And I had to come to God again. And I'm like, you know what? In this one, my twin flame took on Jesus's soul finally. Because when I processed his death, my DM was not ready to take that lifetime on, because we have to be through the portals. He's made it. He finally took it on. But in there, it said that if the DM did not show love towards the work I've done and the reflection of love towards me, then others will not as well. And not only that, it will hurt you on the ascension. You may not make it. So this is a big deal. Okay. I had somebody come to me and go, well, you're not famous. The world doesn't know you. So how can you be the chosen one? And I'm like, dude, I keep giving you the links. I keep continually saying what I've done. I keep putting it out there. It all played out on this channel. If you just watch the workshops and actually watch them without judgment, allowing you to take it away, you might just see what I'm talking about. These are workshops. Okay. In this one, I processed her death first in the first part. And then in the second part, I took her into the new earth. I opened up the gates of heaven, of Garden of Eden, and it spread all over the earth. And what does not align will burn. Either literally burn, as the earth is burning all over the world now since I did those, and that's being played out. That happens a lot. Kilimanjaro, I took down the White House. That's on here as well. Like, you guys don't realize is that everything I've said, I'm showing you the proof. And the fact that people are just laughing and not watching it, it's not good. It's not good. This was not supposed to happen this way. The last time people truly paid attention was when my first DM was still alive. Because that love was always felt continually. He watched the videos. He was very diligent. He just was completely attacked. And he wasn't strong enough to make it out. And so the new DM needs to do the same. Like, that's part of it. Twin flames, that's what we are. Because that love is what allowed me to win the ascension. Okay. So when I tell you, if you are not in unconditional love completely, that's not a joke. You have to eliminate all of your shadow. You have to eliminate and clear all. And this is not erasing it. It's different. It's not like what other people have told you to do. Trust me. Okay. The path to righteousness is all of that. I'm not a normal healer. So you need to pay attention closely to what is being provided. That's what they're talking about. Because the answers to all are right in front of you. And this was channeled right before I got on. I was like, Spirit, what do I need to say? And it was like, so this is from the highest light. Pay attention closely to what is being provided, because the answers to all are right in front of you. You must be in higher frequencies now, or you may fall. Whatever darkness you're anchored into will reflect in the portal. You can't make it through. Okay. So these portals, you don't just get activations unless you are actively battling that shadow, calling your power back. Once you do all that and you make it through is when you get the activations. It's not just like, oh, yay, there's DNA activations coming. We all get these. No, you don't. No. I explain over and over what I did and how it relates to Revelations 21:12 and how there's 13 gates to make it through, not 12. And I've been talking until I'm tired of talking. It is up to you to watch the videos. It is up to you to listen to what I'm saying, to hear God, to open your heart to God, because God promised the return, and it literally played out right here. I didn't see it coming. I have a degree. I've had a mental evaluation. I am fine. I know what I'm talking about, okay? And it's super important that we all listen and pay attention to what God has done. There is no separation from me in that, okay? You must be in higher frequencies now, or you may fall, and you're going to watch this amplify. There are crystals that will help you through, okay? And you'll also know what timeline you're on, because if selenite helps you right now, that will help those in the higher timelines. Malachite, onyx, and moonstone can help those on the lower timelines, okay? Because you're dealing with your shadow, and this is going to amplify that. And if you're not strong enough to see clearly and to battle through that shadow, you may fall with the portal, okay? We are not all on the same timeline. More people will go every day, okay? Some were not of light at all, but others are not healing enough in time. And I kept saying when my DM was falling the first time that it was a very bad detriment on the collective soul. So my new DM, he has power to help this right now. Like, he truly does. And he's been working through it. So I truly just hope that love actually becomes real, because if we don't have it, I mean, I don't know if everybody's going to see in time. Okay, because most of you won't even watch the videos that I show, and it is actually the work playing out right in front of your eyes. That's not a joke. If you want to know what it means to bring about the ascension, I show you on this channel through the workshops it came through me on, and I didn't know what it meant to activate pyramids until I did them. I didn't know why we went to Fiji until we went there. I didn't know what Mount Shasta was until I did it, because I know a lot of people who go and diligently anchor their light into it, and it is not of light at all. That one took me 30 days to process part 1, because there was hundreds of souls I had to release from there. So focus not on darkness, but on love as fading occurs. So, you know, it's not like we want to sit here and laugh at things falling and things rising, because it's painful. There's been a lot of pain. Okay, there's been a lot of bloodshed, a lot of murders, a lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, a lot of suffering, and a lot of people who still are not in faith and cannot see God because of what they've done. So the more you focus on love, making sure you can feel more love, be more love, hear what God is saying, see what God is saying, and follow God's call, the more others can do the same. Okay, but if you want to focus on the things that are falling, that will hurt you. Okay, so don't do that. It can get scary. A lot of people are dying. They're going to continue more and more. Things are burning left and right. How many states are on fire right now? If you truly knew, it's like North Carolina, California, Texas just had another earthquake. All these volcanoes are erupting. It's all biblical. And it actually all goes with the work that I did. I erupted Kilimanjaro 3 times. So when that one goes, Lord help us. The final portals are going to be more powerful. And we're getting closer to those portals. So amplify more and more darkness. It is highly important to be open fully in the heart space and to hear the call every day, okay? The most important thing right now is being aligned with God. And he says right now through the one who brought it about. That is the most important thing you can do. Align with God through the one he brought through for you. The promise he returned, okay? If you really get it, it's the bride of Christ. Jesus did not die on a cross. He was murdered and poisoned by John the Apostle. Part of the Revelations and the Apocalypse talks about the Apocalypse of John. The Holy Grail was a contract they wrote in his blood. And then shortly after that, Mary Magdalene died as well. So they removed your God. They killed your God. And you guys unfortunately took part in it in a very big way. And you don't even realize it. If you go to church every day and you don't even know what you're praising, if you take communion and you have the crosses all over your house, you don't realize what you're doing. And I'm not the Antichrist, trust me. That would be your shadow convincing you a lie. The Antichrist is the ones you guys have been diligently following blindly, thinking they have your best interest at hand. Okay, they're the false powers that that create divide. Religion is just a divide. That's what it's all about. God doesn't judge. God doesn't divide. Love unites all. So these portals are getting more and more powerful, and they're coming through quicker and quicker. So because I shifted so much of the earth, 1111 is the time, right? The numbers. However, the energies are ahead of that, okay? Because I undid the false concept of time. So your calendars are all aligned with this false concept of time. The planets have been moved. It's very real, you guys. And there have been people who have witnessed my whole entire journey and worked with me. And they do comment on these on Facebook, on here. And it's your job to be paying attention to what God keeps putting in front of you, okay? I'm saying this with love because it's important. Okay, this is the end of ways for all and the end of days for some. We cannot do anything outside the light of Christ anymore. We cannot do anything outside of God anymore. That's the new earth that's promised. The event is me and my DM uniting and the white light coming through. When my original DM was being attacked, I kept saying that, and it's on my videos on my channel somewhere. But I kept saying, I have this light. I need to bring the light through him. I need to bring this white light through him. I kept saying that. And then he still chose to not leave the darkness. And the angels couldn't even go where he was. So God finally said enough, took his light back from him. He died, and I got to walk in. And then it changed from like the dome was completed, the protection. And then my walk-in was supposed to be here to help me unite Jesus and Mary Magdalene's soul time frame. And he didn't at that time, but he's been working through it now. And that is why recently he took that soul back. It was sitting in the Garden of Eden in a beautiful white flower. Okay. So what you guys don't realize, that is the event. It's a big solar flash. I am the sun. He is the moon. And as hard as that is for you to understand, it's because you're not watching the proof. You're not awakening enough. You can't see truths. We should by now know more of who we are. We should by now have so much of our shadow removed that as you go through these gates, it won't hurt you. As we go through these gates, if you still have karma, it's going to smack you. That's what I talked about when I did the animal healings. That's what we talked about in the interview I did the other day. I did the animals a while ago, and I took them through all the portals. And I said that I could only save most, some I could not. I couldn't heal all their DNA. And it's a great reflection of what's going to happen to people. Now, the animals don't have their own karma, but the people who messed with them do. And the earth, when I processed her death and I opened up I got her key, and I got to take her through the gates. Basically, she became the new earth. And I said in there, she doesn't have her own karma, but those who have messed with her have theirs. And so that's what it means, that as we rise through these portals, karma is going to continue to kick back more and more and more. And I once had somebody tell me, well, I need to see that the Nile dried up. How about when I cut off Mount Shasta? I told you I cut off life support to California. Ever since, that lake, the lake has been drying up that provides their water supply. Okay. So if you're really paying attention to what I've done, it's truly playing out in front of you. It aligns with the Hopi Blue prophecy. It is aligning with the accurate parts of the Bible, because not all of those are accurate. Revelations, I talk about that a lot, what I did and how it aligns with that. Okay. So if you're really paying attention, the bride of Christ is me. I came to wake up my DM, to undo all that was done to us, and to return God, which is a masculine and a feminine. It's not just Jesus. Okay, so if y'all are sitting here going, well, she's not Jesus, watch what you say. It's the same soul. There's just one masculine side and one feminine side. There should have never been only one. There should have never been a separation from the masculine and feminine. It's Father God, right? And Mother and Father, Father Sky, Mother Earth, which is kind of just like the moon and the sun. It's like the God of the moon and the God of the sun. It's all the same, Adam and Eve. So if you really want to know what lifetime I'm playing out this time, is Eve. That's my DM. Okay. So when I say Jesus, it's more than that. It's Adam, Jesus, and Horus. Okay. And any other lifetimes that came in between, because there was a couple that I had to clear where I didn't wake up. And what happened to Sekhmet was not quite accurate. When I dried the Nile, I replaced the crystal in the earth, the core. So each portal, what you have to do is you have to survive all the darkness that tries to get you, which is why on the path, I already do that for you. I draw it out to the surface so you can see it clearly so that it doesn't take you back down. You just can't let it back in. Then once you get through the portals, you call back your power. Then after that, you get the activations. And you should also be evolving. You should be upgrading so much that your chakras should be more crystalline. Your organs should be more crystalline, and so on. If you want to know what that means, please watch the videos on this channel. Okay. You guys, this is an important 1111 portal. I also provide music you can listen to. I'll show you where to get that. I posted it in my communities tab on my channel, and I'll give you access to that channel again. I have 3 channels. Here it is. It's 1111 portal activation, open heart chakra, third eye. This is very powerful. If you truly listen to it with headphones on, my crown chakra blew open. Okay, like it's real. These are channeled and they're created by me, hurts and all. Okay, so they will help you. But the problem is I don't understand why. Literally, I processed the earth's death. I took her into heaven and I said in there, what doesn't align will burn. And there's all these fires. And I said in this is those who watch the end, please comment and I will open up to giving free things. And people aren't doing that. So if you think that's just mocking me, who do you think you're mocking if what I say is real? Okay, so use the tools, pay attention, just like it said, because you don't realize that what you're doing when you do that is anchoring more into darkness and you may not make it through. Why do we have divisions happening? It's because the darkness and the light don't match in vibration, and the earth has become heaven again. And so anything that does not align with that vibration will burn. It has to go. Okay, period. So this portal is very important. We are not all on the same timeline. We are not, but the end is the same. Okay, just because we're not all on the same timeline doesn't mean you get longer. It means that you have more to do to get there in a shorter period of time. Okay, we cannot have past lives anymore. It's the great reset. This will be no more karma cleansing planet. Can't carry karma forward anymore. And karma doesn't mean to shove it out of your life. You can't just wish it away. You have to do the opposite of what you did to create it. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some cards from my decks. This is my deck. I created this deck. This deck, it was created by me, okay? It is the Ascension Portal Healing Messages of the Gods, okay? As I was activating the Ascension Portals, I was actually channeling this deck. Messages from the Gods, Ascension Portal Healing Messages, okay? So they wanted me to pull those. And then this other deck, I kept it original state because my DM died and I didn't want to change it. So it is a print of it, but this is my actual blueprint of this deck. Okay. It is guidance from the other side, messages from our loved ones and guides. Okay. So I'm going to pull some from there to go along with the message. I don't know what they're going to say. All right. I do burp when I connect to energy, so forgive that. Okay. And you guys, I'm not afraid to prove who I am. I do live healings all the time. I do live messages all the time. I'm not afraid of questions. I'm not afraid to prove who I am. Who I am is real. Okay, so I don't, like, if you just watch, all the proof is there. As they say, the proof is in the pudding. Are you eating it? Are you tasting the flavors? Or are you throwing it away and missing God? Nay, 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 nay. Ooh, yo, ooh. All right. Ooh, cool. What do we need right now at this time for this 1111 portal? Light activation. I actually have the Light Healers Academy because not only am I bringing about the ascension, I changed the way we do things. You have to do them in the light of God, the lays of the land, the way God does it now. And so if you are healing people from a third dimensional complex. You have not healed. You're not awakened. They don't understand the ascension. They haven't gone all through the portals. They haven't gotten DNA activations. Messages, healings are not going to be of the highest light. Okay. I can feel it every day. Trust me. All right. What else do we need to know, Spirit? Again, I have that song. Where the bad folks go when they die, they don't go to heaven where the angels fly. They go to a lake of fire and fry. See them again, but this time we won't. Till the 4th of July. Doom, doom. That was a good song. He knew that of which he sung. Okay. So they want 5 cards in this one. So there is, you can only see reflections in others that reside in you. You can only see reflections in others that already exist within you. So if I'm amplifying fear, if listening to my video sparks judgment, that's because my job is to reflect your shadow back to you. Okay. Everybody will help teach you in that way. So don't let people, if you're like triggered, it's because that's what you need to heal. Okay. You can't see things in others that are not in you to see. Right. So like where I'll watch something and people will read, oh man, they're angry, and I'll see, no, they're hurting. Okay. So there's a difference. You cannot, whatever somebody's reflecting back to you is what's in you to heal. And people come to me and don't realize that my job is to reflect your shadow back. And that's ego, that's the shadow, that's karma, whatever it is. I have so many people tell me, well, I'm healing by myself, I've got this. And it's like, damn, Gina, they haven't even watched all my videos. That's painful because what I've done is God. Okay, it's not a joke. It actually explains all the truths to you. You can see everything. Why don't people love God anymore? Because you're so anchored into a false God. That was the answer I heard. So there is depth and wonderment. Dig deeper. There is more. Okay. So where you find triggers, where you find reflections, where you find people pissing you off or amplifying your fear, there is depth in that. You need to dig into it and find out what causes you to feel that way. Okay. The sky is not the limit, my friends. No, no, nay, nay. We do not know how far we can go or how much we can do until we test it. Reach beyond the stars. The sky is not the limit. It was false anyways. Okay. Please understand that. What this means is there is only limits in you that you have created to be there, or you have allowed others to create within you. There is much more going on here than you understand. It's not that you need to understand it all. What you need to do is open your heart and heal into it. There you will find the answers. There is where enlightenment lies. Rays of the yellow, gold, the sun, and the one. Healing element of light, shining to help everything and everyone else shine so bright. Take your power back, awaken and shine. So this portal is a reflection of where you're going to need to take your power back and awaken and shine. Rays of yellow, gold, the sun, and the one. Okay. Healing elements of light, shining out, shining to help everything and everyone, right? Shine your light to help. This is why there's actually a detriment in the apostles. Okay. Rays of yellow, gold, the sun, the apostles are supposed to be close to the one that brought it about. It's sad what has happened on this journey, and people only judge it instead of finding out how much it actually hurt me and still hurts me to this day. And that's what I'm talking about, is where is unconditional love, my friends? Okay. Rays of yellow, gold, the sun, and this is one of my favorite cards that I channeled through. Rays of yellow, gold, the sun, and the one. When I brought through the Christ rays, it came through the rays of light. Okay, so when I brought down Christ's light, I had to do it through the rays. So in the path to righteousness is where you'll find that only if you choose to take the path home through the one who brought it about. It's not a joke. It'll kick your ass because it's tough. I take you through every portal. I heal you, and it's a rebirth into the new earth. It's a battle for your soul. Trust me. But when I bring down Christ's light, I do it through all the rays. And what people don't realize is I actually ascended the angels. Most people judge that one so far, but it's real. Okay. That's why I'm definitely not normal. I ascended the angels, even they've ascended. So because Christ's light came through all the rays, I use the angels to help do that. It's really cool to witness and see. Healing element of light, shining to help everything and everyone else shine so bright. So if your heart's not open, you're not following God's call and shining your light, whatever that means for you, you will not be able to help others through that are connected to that light. So take your power back, awaken, and shine. Because wherever you let judgments, ego, everything else fall into play, you're not in your power. Okay. We give our power away in a lot of ways. That's also part of the path home. I teach you how, and I heal you into your power. Soul nurturement can occur anywhere you are and in any circumstances, right? What this one reflects is we always make excuses. We always have excuses. Well, I need to do this first. I need to do this before I listen to God. There was this one guy who's like a rabbi, and he talks about it. And he's like, God wanted him to do what he's doing. And he's like, well, only until I do this, right? Or I need some proof or something like that. I can't remember his exact story. And then God's like, okay. And then I think he was like hit by a train or something crazy, and he almost died. So, like we always have the excuses. Well, I need to see proof. Well, I've got the proof. You're just not watching it. When God calls, we need to listen. No excuses should be able to take you out from that. It does not matter what people think of you, because judgment is not of God. That's their own shadow. And wherever you let other people's shadow determine what you do, you anchor that into you. Okay. So this is actually really important. No matter where you are, you can take a step back, nurture your soul, love yourself, heal more, dig deeper, call your power back, and realize that when people trigger you, like I've heard people tell me, well, you create so much fear. If I create fear, it's because you're seeing through the lens of fear. God is not fear. God says, yes, it's time to stop suffering. It's time for God to return. That's what the ascension is. You don't realize that they were already taking your soul completely away from God. So it was time. And redemption day is everything that hurt, right? When God returns, it's like anything outside of that does not align. It's karmic kickback. Okay. And so God's like, hey, yeah, maybe I'm causing the end of days. I remember when this was happening and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to kill people. God reminded me that I'm not killing people. You kill yourself or not, basically. You choose God or you don't. And it's time to choose God. Okay. And so fear, no, fear does not exist. Why? Because you're a powerful creator. I give you all the tools. I have the keys. I tell you guys repeatedly, it's up to you to do the rest. Okay. It really, really is. That's your power. So we give our power away. That's why they would keep you in fear, because it's a low vibration. They can't survive in the vibration of love, because that is where the truths reside. Okay. So raise your vibration. Selenite will help those in this portal if they're on a higher timeline. If not, go to Moonstone, Onyx, Malachite, those kinds of stones, because you're going to be battling your shadow more for this portal than others might be. Okay, so let's see what else they want to say. Yeah. People come, people go, some grow young, some grow cold. Where the bad folks go when they die, they don't go to heaven where the angels fly. They go to a lake of fire and fry. Now that's very relevant, because if you're actually watching the work that I do, I tell you everything's going to burn. And then lo and behold, fire upon fire upon fire. Oh my. Here's this card. This card says cry to feel laughter again. You see all these things being released. It's like bottle up, right? We bottle up a lot of things, a lot of wounds, a lot of sadness. It's all bottled up. The cork unpopped, everything's escaping, and all these emotions are healing. Okay. I love this one. This was the first card that channeled through. Cry to feel laughter again. You can get these decks. They're, until people see who I am, I haven't made it a big deal, because they're very high vibrational, and I want them in love, right? So cry to feel laughter again. This talks about releasing all the bottled up emotions. Super, super, super important. I like this one too. Dum dum, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Anything is possible, my friends. Anything. There is no limit. Remember, the sky is not the limit, my dude. The sky is not the limit, right? We're always looking for that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But anything is possible. So why not your wishes and dreams? Why not what you see to be true? If you see it to be true, it's true for you. Okay. Anything is possible. If anything is possible, then who I am is real too. Okay. Changes are on the way. Sudden changes are already here. These portals are creating more and more changes every day. You're going to see more and more things crumble, more and more things surface. Truth does not hurt. Truth sets you free. Okay. The truth does not hurt. The truth sets you free. Changes are on the way. These are sudden changes. And there's also something big coming for the collective soul. And it'll be a more tower moment if the alignment has not occurred. Accept the challenge. It will be worth it. And I talk about that. They call it a shock factor of 9. Something big is coming for the collective. This is going to continue. If you think for a second that God has returned for another president to take hold, no, the earth actually belongs to my DM and I. If I can activate pyramids, move poles, do all this kind of stuff, who does the earth belong to, right? So I'm telling you, I changed the earth. If you can't match what I've changed, you don't stay. It's that simple. Accept the challenge. It will be worth it. Right? Shadow always convinces you it's difficult. What I would say, the only journey that's difficult is separating from God. That hurts. Taking your power back, if you get it, if you understand it, if you stick with it, it's not as difficult as you think. I mean, it is, but it's worth it. That challenge is worth it. Because when you separate from God, it hurts like an SOB, and you're the only one who can separate you from God. Okay. So release those emotions. It's worth it. Accept the challenge. It's worth it because changes are coming either way. And you need to be careful where you anchor into. And my friends, help is already here. Wah, wah, wah. Your answers are coming. Help is already on the way. Right? There's your life support line. Are you going to take it? Pay attention to what's being said. It's your life support line. Are you going to take it? Learn to communicate more. See how they're by the tree? This is relevant. I channeled these. I drew these. These are mine. Art and channeling done by me, JBM or Brianna. Ascension Master, Master Healer, and Divine Guide. I am an artiste. Yes, yes. Actually, I took art school, and the best thing I can come out with was stick figure men. I love it. But look at this. I love this one. This deck is actually pretty cool. But learn to communicate more means that there's deeper layers to communication, okay? And we can't fully understand communication. We can't fully listen to things. We can't fully shine our light unless we choose to release those emotions, unless we accept the challenge and we choose to rise, unless we can understand that what's triggering us in others is actually a reflection of ourselves and what we need to heal, unless we're nurturing our soul without excuses, right? No excuses. My friends, that is your energy for this portal. And the reason why a lot of the messages I say are similar is because that is what's happening right now. It's all related. Each portal that comes is getting more and more amplified and harder to make it through. And it's going to continue so until the last day. Okay. Oh, yeah. The unbelievable always comes through. I'm just showing you other cards. Sometimes things are meant to end. It's okay to let go. Look at this one. There is something not being seen, hidden in the shadow. I love some of these. Hang on, let me show you some of these. This one's one of my favorites. Take your time. Take your time. It's yours to take. Take your time. It's like totally, right? Don't forget to breathe, my friends. Don't forget. Look, I drew that too. It's not a stick figure. Don't forget to breathe. I actually drew this heart. It's okay to love again. That's important. It is okay to love again, right? There's the focus on your health, focus on your truth. I love these. I really do. I love this deck. I need to do my next deck. I already approve. So these are quite unique. And I drew them all. My original DM and I used to say, are you ready to pick up what I'm putting down? Like, are you strong, right? No regrets. No regrets. Okay, strength. Stop, drop, and listen. Look for the signs. These are so cool. I love this deck. I should use it more often. Within the loss, something can be gained. That's why you don't focus on the loss. Don't focus on what is falling away, but instead focus on love. Okay, my friends? Hopefully you guys understood this message. I hope and pray it's received more and more every day, because if not, we're in trouble. Okay? So much love. I give you the tools. I give you the power. I give you the answers. It's up to you to listen. You must listen carefully. And if you have to watch the videos more than one time, it's not an investment. That's showing love to God. So much love to all of you. Have a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. An upcoming portal ahead. All of November is about taking your power back. It's about strength. It's about understanding that truth does not hurt. The truth sets you free. Okay? Until next time. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Hasta la vista, baby.